I had a major stage fright. I found my love, which is PR. First is you need to feel great and you have to say it's great to be an entrepreneur. I think entrepreneur journey has its own paybacks in terms of freedom, in terms of learning, in terms of connecting to people, in terms of offering jobs. Entrepreneur journey is a learning journey. So I am a learner. When you come to an organization for internship, be open to learning is one thing which I focus on. Second is be disciplined. So do something you never wanted to do in PR and you will excel.
Myself, Gaurav Garg, and we welcome all our viewers to our show, Amazing Mentor. Today with us is Miss Kulpreet Freddy. She has over 25 years of experience in public relations. She is an innovator and originator in the public relation industry and is founder and managing director of Impact Public Relation Private Limited. She is also the member of Public Relation Consultant Association of India, the apex body of communication and PR consultancies in India. Have worked with over 200 organizations, both Indian as well as global. Her expertise range from brand marketing to corporate communication, from healthcare to biking. She has been instrumental in building strong brands and reputations of its clients. Harnessing the foundation of Generation Next, Kulpreet regularly delivers lectures at prominent mass communication colleges in the country that includes APJ School of Management, Jagannath International Management School. It's a pleasure to welcome Kulpreet Freddy to our show, Amazing Mentor. Welcome, Kulpreet.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome and kind words, Gaurav. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Tell us about your childhood and hobbies you enjoy as a child.
Well, I was born with a golden spoon. Whatever I used to ask was there in front of me. And well, my hobbies being a child, it was playing with dolls. I used to love dolls. I used to love balloons. And well, growing up happened while playing.
So what about your schooling? Where did you completed your schooling from?
So I completed my schooling from Chandigarh, though I was born and brought up in Delhi. And the most wonderful years of my life, I am still connected with my classmates thanks to the digital intervention. So we are all connected. And Chandigarh was my place of passing out school. And that was wonderful.
So any lovely moment you would like to share of your schooling time?
Absolutely. There are loads, but yes, there are a few which I would like to share. That, as a child, I was a very introvert child. But somehow when I was growing up and when I was, graduating to the next classes, I started opening up. And in 11th standard, I decided to take a part in a poetry reciting competition. And before that, I had never been on stage. I had a major stage fright. And I had to win this stage fright when I was in class 11. And what I did was I said, okay, now that I have to win this fear of mine, what do I do? So I jumped into, launched myself into participating into a competition. And even my classmates were surprised that, okay, how come Kulpreet is, taking part in a competition? Because I always refused to be on stage. And I did that. And I practiced and practiced. I was full of fear. But I practiced my poem like day in, day out. I kept on repeating it, reciting it. I did a whole lot of practice. And guess what? I stood first in my entire school. And I won from somebody who was winning from last 10 years. So that was the great high. And that is one memory which has left with me and which I kind of changed my way of looking at things. I started looking at whenever I do something, I play to win. So that kind of attitude came into me when I was in class 11. So that was a life-changing moment for me, though I was very young. But I can recollect in my subconscious the way I behaved. It totally changed. And in that year only, I participated in a lot of extracurricular activities in schools, plays, badminton. I was the champion of my school. I was also the captain of my basketball team in school. So that was really nice. They were like great memories.
How difficult was it to take your first step and go on stage and tell the poem?
It was actually, if I look back, it was really not difficult. I just had to say, I'm doing it. That was the only thing I was fearing, that I could do it, but I never said that I can do it. So only saying that, I want to do it, I can do it, I just jumped into it. I had to win over my fear of failure. So what I, at that moment, I thought, even if I not win, but I'll have a great experience of learning something which I've not ventured into till now. So I think I completely launched myself into it. And I am kind of a person now that I just, when I'm not willing to do certain things, I just say I just commit myself. And the moment I commit, फिर, like Salman Khan, फिर हम अपनी भी नहीं सुनते.
So as a child, what was your dream profession to become?
I was thinking about what was my dream profession, but somehow I never had a dream profession. I don't know why, but I never had one. And I think that way I was very fortunate. I wanted to be a successful person, which I am. And I think that's what I was probably, you can say, dreaming about, to how to succeed in today's time. And if I look back when I was in school, I never thought of what profession I'm going to choose. Never.
So from an extrovert child to a PR profession, so how is your journey till date?
In my childhood days, when I was like very small, till 8th standard or something, I was a very introvert child. And I started opening up in school and started interacting with people. And that could happen. I know why it happened that way also, because what happened very early in my childhood, I connected with my inner strength, which is I went into a spiritual journey very early in my life. And that unfolded my possibilities to connecting with the outside world. And that, kind of unfolded a whole new world for me. And my strength was, and probably will be, the way I connect with people. I'm a people's person, and that extrovert nature of mine, which, kind of started building up from very early days, kind of helped in my profession. Because my profession is about connecting with people. It's public relations. I need to connect with people. So it was a kind of an easy thing, and it was a natural thing, actually. That's how I got into this profession. It has been a great journey till now.
So how and where did you started your professional journey?
So I started way back in 1997 when I got my first break in a PR agency, but not in a PR role. I was in an admin role. I used to observe my colleagues working. It used to fascinate me. They are talking to new people, creating influence, talking to influential people, large companies, brands. I wanted to do that. And because I was good at connecting with people, I was good at my basic English, and I could do that. That's how I started, through my entry into the PR agency. There, they gave me an opportunity. Yes, I could do PR. They probably my seniors sensed that I have this ability to connect with people. They gave me this opportunity. I grabbed it. I put in my hard work. I put in my effort, learned the secrets of the profession, learned the skill of PR, because PR also requires skills like writing, content skills, media skills. I learned all of that within that short span of time, along with my admin job. And I could kind of get into this sector. And then obviously there was never a looking back kind of a situation. I always excelled in whatever I did and whatever I took.
So what all challenges did you face in the starting phase of your career?
In my childhood, I never dreamt about a profession. So in a way, it was easy to kind of accept any profession. I was a simple graduate. I was looking for a job to support my family in the earnings. Well, there was this job which was an admin role. I said I have basic intelligence. I can learn on the job. My interviewers thought that I was intelligent enough, and he offered me the job. And I did that pretty well. So in a way, challenge was that probably I didn't know where to go. So I couldn't choose what profession to choose. I didn't know, because I never dreamt about that. I never, kind of had that kind of a mindset in my early childhood. Post 12th, I did a open university graduation from Indira Gandhi University. So I didn't have that kind of a mindset. The mindset I had was I never wanted to study only. The mindset I had that I wanted to dedicate myself into the spiritual journey which I had taken over that young age. I was coached into, that I have to live in this world, and being a sannyasin, be in the world and live. And that's what real sannyas is. So when I was coached that, and then it really hit me that, I need to be in this world which is created by divine and create my own presence. And that's how, when I went into seeking a job, I didn't know where to go. So I knocked a lot of doors. So that was a little stressful time for a few months where I didn't get a job in any area, because And then I started, doing some kind of courses to create my ability and skill in certain areas, which was admin areas, because that's what I thought I could do at that point in time. And I could do that. And while I was in the course, I was offered this job. And then I excelled from this particular job. I found my love, which is PR, and I continued into PR later on.
So where did you started your entrepreneur journey from? Was it a lavish office or generally as we see young entrepreneur की एक कार के गैराज में चालू किया है, एक टूल पे चालू किया है?
तो ऐसा ही कुछ है, कार के गैराज में भी चालू किया है और I had a very good friend, she's still my best friend. I asked for a loan from my friend because my parents didn't have any money to support to start a new venture. At that time, I'm talking about 2000, the year 2000. And the finances were not available. And I wanted to start on my own somehow. So one of my friends supported me. And I told her, okay, you give me this money, I'll give it back to you in a year. And she said, yes, I will do that. So she gave me that money and I could start my office. I took a very small office in Malviya Nagar. And well, that's how the journey started. It was not so lavish, but it was full of energy, full of enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm, I think I feel now also. Entrepreneur journey is like that. You are like always enthusiastic, at least I am. So that was the start of my journey. It was not lavish at all. But yeah, the style was lavish. The way of conducting work was lavish. The aspirations were lavish. But on the ground realities were that I had to take a loan from my friend.
As an entrepreneur, don't you miss your paycheck at the end of your month?
That's a very good question. Well, to start with, yes, I used to. There's a difference which I learned a little later. That there's a difference between self-employed and being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur provides jobs. A self-employed person is doing the work him or herself. So for a long time, I was on an entrepreneur journey, but I was kind of a self-employed where I was writing my own paycheck, right? So yes, the security of getting a paycheck through a job is far, far more than being in an entrepreneur space even now, after 20 years. I think entrepreneur journey has its own paybacks in terms of freedom, in terms of learning, in terms of connecting to people in my profession, in terms of offering jobs. I think the biggest thing which I kind of honor myself or maybe feel a little bit of pride is that I was able to give jobs. So I think that gratification cannot be matched with a paycheck. When I didn't have a pay of my own, I went on with an entrepreneur who is offering jobs, even if it is one job or two jobs or 10 jobs, So it was a very empowering feeling and it is getting stronger day by day. So it's not about paycheck anymore.
So when you see back your 20 plus years of journey, what all learning have you learned as a profession and as an entrepreneur?
So let me talk about an entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur, I'm a completely different person what I was 20 years back or 10 years back or 5 years back or a year back. Why I'm saying this? Because entrepreneur journey is a learning journey. It cannot be that I know whatever I know. I have always tried to innovate myself. I've tried to look at my own weaknesses and improve on them. I've looked at my strengths and maximize on my strengths. I've looked at opportunities around me and grabbed them. And still, I would say I have a lot to learn. Even now. So I am a learner. So as an entrepreneur, there have been other learnings of managing people well, ensuring that there's a huge responsibility. Once you become an entrepreneur, I think you have a great responsibility, not only towards your own self, but towards all the people in your organization who are working for that paycheck. So it's a huge, huge responsibility. And to know that responsibility with a lot of seriousness, it's a learning process. You keep on learning. Even I'm learning right now. And in my profession as in a PR professional, yes, things have changed in the last 20 years tremendously. The way we used to work 20 years back, 10 years work, we don't work like that right now. There's a lot of integration of digital marketing, social media, content is of prime importance in our communication field. Expanding the sphere of influence is what we work towards. So yes, even the profession I am in, I have tried to learn new things at various given times, and there's a lot to learn even now. Because the aim is very very high at this point in time. So COVID gave us a opportunity, at least me, an opportunity to relook at myself as an entrepreneur, as a PR professional, as a human being. So I kind of reinvented myself during COVID in last few months. So they have been like really fruitful for me.
What's the opinion of your team about you as a boss?
Well, that's the question you should ask them. But definitely, because I connect with my people, I know them, and I keep taking feedback from them. What kind of person they would like to interact with, or what they feel about me. So I did connect with few of them last night on this particular question, and I was overwhelmed to listen to their answers. They said I was compassionate, I am a listener, and I think getting this thing like I'm a listener is a great win, because if I can listen to my people and get into their shoes, I think I have achieved it. So because thinking on my own and not listening to others is something as an entrepreneur, if you're not doing that, so somewhere you need to learn and evolve in that area. So my people said that I'm a listener, I listen to them, I am compassionate to them. I also am a coach to them, which again is a very important factor for me. If I can coach and mentor my own people, I think that's a big thing. I'm a guide. I definitely take out a lot of time to guide my team members in various areas of our profession and show them the right path, innovate along with them. So that kind of feedback I get with my team, that I am a team's person, I'm a people's person. So that's a very positive sign which I got. And there are a few others also. I'm a very fun-loving person, so they like talking with me and having fun. And another feedback which I got is that I create enthusiasm in them when they talk to me. So that was another positive feedback which I get often from them.
So what are the areas you want to improve on?
There are few I know and there are few I don't know, which I will explore in the future. But yeah, there are many areas which I would like to improve in myself. Better connectivity, inner space, my spiritual journey. That's a learning area from a very, very long time. Then as an entrepreneur, I would like to learn how to scale up. Then learn more on financial management, learn more on people management, because I'm looking at building an organization which is of thousands of people. So if I have to manage thousands of people, that skill need to be there with me. In terms of profession, yes, the new world which is opening in terms of artificial intelligence, I want to learn that. So that's a learning which is open right now for me. And yes, keep innovating in the area of my field.
What about your strength?
I have a few strengths. One of my major strengths is to connect with people. I can connect with anybody in the world. And I think that is one of my big strengths. I like to maximize it. Another strength is that I'm a great communicator. I am a person who has the ability to look from others' perspective. And yeah, I have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. I don't know at times where to use my energy. So maybe I can learn on that space. That's a strength which I further want to maximize. I have a strength of media. I'm very good with my media relations. So how I can probably maximize my strength is something I'm looking at.
So as an entrepreneur, what all challenges did you face while starting your journey? And what all challenges do you face in day-to-day life?
I believe if I'm an entrepreneur and if I don't face a challenge, then that day is not going to come. A day without challenges is never there. So challenges have been a part of my life from day one till day to day. The only thing which I make sure that I don't face the same challenge again and again. I have to evolve, innovate, and come out of that challenge. If I'm facing a challenge for a long time, how I can create a breakthrough in that challenge is something which I'm working on. And as an entrepreneur, life will never be without challenges. So if I'm an entrepreneur, the challenges will differ. So I'm ready for them. So the challenges which I had maybe 20 years back, I don't have those challenges right now. So, maybe today we can say that we are dealing with certain challenges of getting in more cash flow. Maybe 2 years from now, we will not have. Our challenge will be how to innovate and capture the digital world. So that can be a challenge. So challenges are different at all times. And yes, there are challenges at times. Initially, there were, as I told you, I took a loan, there were financial challenges. Then there were people management challenges, because as a person, when you start on your own, you don't know what to do. You don't have an HR policy in the company. So, getting all that in place, now that is no more a challenge. So likewise, the challenges keep evolving and they will remain. That I know. So my ability, which I'm working on, is how to face the challenge. Simple. And I love challenges, because if a challenge has come now, I look at the challenge, I do my RCA and create a breakthrough in that. That's what I'm good at also. So a life of an entrepreneur is never without a challenge.
So you also deliver lectures in colleges. How do you feel interacting with the students?
I have been delivering a lot of lectures here in Pune and in Delhi as well. And I think it's a very different experience, because there I am going as a coach, as a guru, or as a mentor to them. And I love connecting with today's generation, because the way of thinking is very different. So to learn what's going on in their minds, what is today's generation thinking, is really nice. And if I can kind of balance and give them some kind of mentorship which will help them in their future, is a very empowering and a very inspiring thought which I have, and love connecting with today's generation.
So who is your mentor?
So, well, I keep taking learnings from a lot of places. So one place is books. I read a lot of books. So that books are my mentors. I keep learning from my industry. So my industry is a great mentor wherein I connect with a lot of people. Then on my business front, I have a business mentor called Manish Gupta. He's from Pune. Plus, I also do a lot of other learning courses like landmark education. I've done the entire curriculum. So which is a very empowering curriculum, which I think every human should do. Is Landmark Forum. Is a very, very powerful forum. And even Manish Gupta's Life 360 is a very powerful forum to learn. So I kind of learn from a lot of places and a lot of people.
So what all services does your organization Impact Public Relation Private Limited provides?
So we provide public relations as a service, event management services, social media, digital marketing, creative designs. So these are our public affairs, advocacy. These are our services which we offer to our clients on a regular basis.
Definition of client according to you?
A client is somebody whom we service and fulfill their requirement in the area of communications.
Your advice for students who want to start their journey as a PR profession?
So people who want to join PR as a profession, first thing is that be open. I've seen a lot of people coming to us for internships are very rigid. I think when you are studying, you should be open to learn every aspect of PR, because what you might fall in love with, you don't know. Today I might like a certain thing, but what I fall in love with is I don't know. When you come to an organization for internship, be open to learning is one thing which I focus on. Be open. Second is be disciplined. I am very strict with my interns, especially. So self-discipline is what I expect from interns. So if anybody who's wanting to start an internship or a journey in this, be disciplined. Third is whatever you like, put in effort to learn that, rather than saying, this is very difficult, or this I can't do, or this is something I never wanted to do. So do something you never wanted to do in PR and you will excel. And in self-discipline, I also mean, which I mentioned earlier, is deliver on time.
So what are important things for an entrepreneur to follow in starting off his career?
First is you need to feel great and you have to say it's great to be an entrepreneur. Once you feel that, start learning. This is being an entrepreneur and being a self-employed and running a business are three different ball games altogether. So when you are venturing into that world of entrepreneurship, it's an open world. And then build a team. There could be certain areas which you yourself are good at, and there will be certain areas you are not good at, but because you are an entrepreneur and you have to do it, you start doing it the wrong way and continue doing the wrong way. So don't do that. Hire people who are competent enough and trust the people whom you hire. Because if you will not trust the people whom you hire, you will not be able to excel. So trust the people whom you hire. Always hire good people. Do not hire mediocre people. That's a big learning which I had. What you call a blueprint ready for your organization. If you're sitting in 2021, think about 2025 and make your roadmap till 2025. Think on paper is another thing I would recommend entrepreneurs to do. Don't think in your mind. Whatever is in your mind, dump it on a paper, make it into a plan, and then start working on it. And take one thing at a time. Because in becoming an entrepreneur, yes, our focus is on our revenue and all of that. That will happen. I think an entrepreneur now, after 20 years, what I've learned is an entrepreneur needs to focus on building a strong purpose in the organization and empathic culture. So culture, I mean that every organization needs to have a culture, and that culture, whatever you define that culture to be, you have to walk the talk. You can't tell your team to be on time and you come late every day. You can't say that, okay, I will not do this, you do this. So whatever you're teaching, or whatever you want your team to do, you have to step up and walk the talk. Your team has to look up to you because you are being watched as an entrepreneur or as a leader. Everybody is watching. Your team is watching. Your clients are watching you. Your vendors are watching you. Everybody is watching you. So when people are watching you, be authentic. So authenticity is another area which I would recommend entrepreneurs to be, which is, doing authentic communication with everybody in their life, including obviously their personal life as well. So never, give bogus ज्ञान. अगर आपको मालूम नहीं है तो बोल दो मुझे मालूम नहीं, ओन कर लो. ये मत बोलो कि हाँ भाई तुम मुझे बताओ, और don't give bogus ज्ञान. That's another area I think which entrepreneurs can look at. Learn. If you don't know, there's no harm in saying that I don't know this area. I would like you to teach me, or you go and learn. Today the world is open, internet is open. You have so many apps and so many platforms where you can learn for peanuts. Keep innovating yourself. Keep stretching, putting pressure on yourself in various areas of your life. Another very key element to an entrepreneur is please keep all the wheels of your life balanced. Because if you will put out of 24 hours, you will put 20 hours in your work and not give any time to your family, it is going to bounce back in your work area only. And you will not be able to concentrate. It will have a negative impact on your mental health, and your business can have a very negative impact on your business. You might earn a lot of money, but what is that money used if you don't have any harmony, right? So balancing all your areas of life is very, very important. And if you're an entrepreneur, please give time to every area of your life. Another thing which is very important for entrepreneur is that be a learner, invest in yourself, hire a coach, go to coaches, hire a business coach, hire an entrepreneur coach. They will open your eyes, because what might be business for me right now has totally changed what was business to me a year back, because I hired a coach, right? The way I look at things now are very different from way I used to look at things earlier. And एक entrepreneur का ये भी होता है कि entrepreneur के ऊपर कोई नहीं होता है. There's nobody watching an entrepreneur. So please get somebody to watch you. That is very important, because when somebody is watching you, you will be mindful of doing certain things. And always be mindful wherever you're going that you have a responsibility. It's a great responsibility to be an entrepreneur. And when we take this responsibility, nobody has asked us to become an entrepreneur. मुझे आगे किसी ने बोला नहीं तुम अपना काम शुरू करो, हम तो बन गए. Like आप Gaurav, right? You become an entrepreneur. So in this area, you need to be very, very mindful and very alert at all times that I'm being watched. Today if I speak out of irrelevance, or I speak something irrelevant, or I speak in anger, it is being watched, it is being dissected, it is being perceived, right? So be very mindful of that. Also, you can add that an entrepreneur should always look at social contribution. So if you can contribute to the society in some way or the other, you look at all these stalwarts in the area of business. They have invested back into the society. So if you can contribute back into the society, even if it is a small, thing, start doing that from the day one. It'll really go a long way. Like in our organization, we started this concept called Impact of Kindness 3-4 years back, wherein we promote our team members to do something good. So if you can contribute as an entrepreneur, it'll, the gratification you will get is not matched with the money at all. I can say with guarantee, and you can go and talk with other leaders who maybe you aspire to be. They will also say the same thing. Social contribution is a very key element of becoming a responsible entrepreneur. So if you can do that, it will balance your life. Because if you will only work on for profits, which you don't have to neglect that. But if you only look at that and not contribute back, your happiness is not going to grow. It is going to dry down, because today if you're earning a $10,000, tomorrow you will want a $20,000, because your satisfaction is not there. So with balancing your act with your personal connection with your family, your social life, your social contribution, and also investing in yourself, upgradation, I think all these matched will make you a great entrepreneur. Just doing work doesn't make you a great entrepreneur. Having a balanced life makes you a great entrepreneur. That's what I believe.
So now we will start our rapid round.
Okay, bataiye.
Favorite actor and actress?
Actor, I like Ajay Devgan, and actress, I like Kajol.
Favorite color?
Color is purple.
Favorite destination?
Destination, Switzerland.
Things in your wish list?
Well, world tour is in my wish list. I would like to do a bungee jump.
Favorite car?
I like Ford Endeavor.
Dream house?
Is a house on a mountain with a lush green garden in front of it.
One thing that you would like to change if you are given superpower?
I would like to stop the cutting of mountains.
Second choice of career?
I don't have a second choice, but maybe a coach, maybe a life coach, or maybe a lawyer.
At last, one line that defines you?
Love.
Thank you for sharing your journey and your experience with us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity and having me on your show. Believe in the future.